after the 6-month mark, I was just kind of to the point where I was like, this lady really can't do nothing for me. Welcome back, or welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be all about my experience with therapy. But before we jump into today's video, definitely be sure you hit that subscribe button down below, girl. Okay, turn your post notifications on, give the video a thumbs up. Join the fam, girl. We are building this channel slowly but surely. Okay, actually, take away the slowly part because we never know when things can pop, okay? We never know which video it's gonna be to really take the channel to the next level, okay? So subscribe, sis, join us over here, okay? And if you guys are looking for other types of content like beauty content, makeup, hair, vlogs, get ready with me's, beauty type of stuff, shower routines, all that, be sure to subscribe to my other channel, India Ajay Everyday, for all of that type of content, girl. And let's go ahead and jump right into today's video. Okay, you guys, so I'm pretty sure I titled this video something like why I quit therapy after 6 months or something related to that. So let me go ahead and tell you guys about my therapy experience. So I believe I started therapy either the beginning, like the very beginning of 2023 or the end of 2022. And I want to say, you know what? It was the end of 2022. And I know that because I remember speaking to her over like the holiday time last year. So it was the end of 2022 to the beginning of 2023. I stayed in therapy for about 6 months and I actually did BetterHelp. I'm sure you guys have heard of BetterHelp because I feel like they always have an ad somewhere, whether it's like on YouTube, it's on a podcast, you see them on your Instagram feed, whatever. Like, I feel like everybody has heard about BetterHelp at this point, right? So it's basically an online service. It's basically like you're FaceTiming with your therapist. Literally, that's what it is. You get matched with someone. I was actually matched with a Black woman. You get to put in like some of your preferences and stuff. I think you can put in race as an option. I know you can put in gender for sure. And then I think you can put in if you want someone who's like religious or not religious. And I think they had maybe like a few other things you could put on there. I think if you wanted something specific, like maybe you have dealt with like some type of abuse in your life, I think you can put in that you want someone who is able to, you know, who is like, I'm trying to say like certified in like abuse counseling, but you know, like that's like their niche or whatever. So there's a few different things that you can pick from, and then you get matched with someone. And if it doesn't work out, you can be matched with someone else. I don't know how many times you can go through like the match process, but also when you're first meeting your therapist, you kind of have to give it a little bit of time. I wouldn't just say like, go to the first session and then you'll be like, I don't like this, or I don't like, you know, whatever about her or him, and like, let me go ahead and switch. Like, you got to kind of like give it a chance, because you have to start, you know, opening up and like really seeing like, you know, what can they offer you, right? So I feel like for therapy therapy can be very important if you have dealt with a lot of like hardships in your life, right? Or maybe you have experienced some type of abuse, like no matter what kind it was, right? Really traumatizing things happened to you as a child and stuff like that. I feel like if that's the case, you definitely need to do therapy. Now, I personally have just been hearing so much about BetterHelp, and because I am on this, you know, spiritual journey, this transformational journey, this self-help journey, I was like, let me just go ahead and sign up. So I signed up. I had 1 session a week, I think for about like 45 minutes or so. We would basically meet, and what I feel like, these are some of the things that I didn't like, right? One of the things was I felt like there was no real direction. Like, I was kind of expecting the therapist to be like, okay, let's start off with your childhood, or let's start off with this or with that or whatever. Like, I expected there to be like a little bit more direction versus, hold on. I expected there to be a little bit more direction in the sessions than me just sitting there like trying to come up with things off the top of my head, because at this time there really wasn't anyone in my life, right? I had already discontinued the relationship with my karmic partner. Anybody that I was like cool with or like would hang out with occasionally, they were all like through him. So once I ended things with him, all those people were gone as well, right? Then I had one girl that I was like kind of cool with, kind of hanging out with, but it wasn't like that deep of a relationship, you know? And I knew that things would probably fizzle out with her as well. Like, it was just kind of like, oh, let's hang out, let's go do something, and that be it, you know? So there was really nobody in my life really except for me and my family. So I feel like I was just expecting a little bit more structure, right? And that's not what she was giving. So because I was doing a lot of journaling, I still journal a lot, but I was doing a lot of journaling. Like when I was in that really deep, like dark headspace, I would journal a lot. So I was journaling, I was answering a lot of journal prompts and stuff like that. This was also around the time I had taken a really deep dive into astrology, like really like doing heavy research on my birth chart. So I would start to realize patterns that had happened in my life, experiences that I was having, and I was able to bring that to my therapy session and kind of discuss some of those things. But one of the biggest things that I want to mention, which is really the reason I'm creating this video, is because you have to remember that there's only so much that like a traditional therapist or even psychiatrist, if they have a doctorate, you know, whatever, can do for you when you're on a spiritual journey. Because your therapist is not going to tell you, okay, I see that you have dated a lot of men in your life who were no good for you. You're accepting less than what you deserve. You're having sex with, you know, all these different men, even though they're really not offering anything to you. You've contracted, you know, maybe a STD or STI, or maybe you're getting a lot of bacterial vaginosis, yeast infections, all that kind of stuff. Okay, I see that you're experiencing all of these things. This is all related to the sacral chakra. So let's go ahead and talk about the sacral chakra. Let me tell you, give you some exercises and stuff that you can do, or, you know, mindset techniques and things that you can help to heal your sacral chakra and get it back into balance. You can use this yoni egg or this rose quartz yoni wand, or you can do X, Y, and Z. That's not what it's going to be giving, because these people are not spiritual advisors, they're therapists. And so that was really the disconnect for me, right? I just really felt that there wasn't too much that you could really do for me. I'm sitting up here and you're telling me that you think I might have multiple personality disorder. Do I? Or do I just have a Lilith and Pisces that makes my subconscious like a crazy effing place to be? You know, like, or am I just, or do I just have, you know, a lot of water sign energy in my chart, and so I'm very emotional? You know, like, what, you know, it's just like, they can only give you so much information. And that's why I say that if you've experienced any type of real like physical trauma or real like physical things that happen to you in your life, I would definitely recommend that you go through therapy, because they can give you techniques to deal with the types of things that you have experienced, right? Versus if you're someone who's just like me, like you're on your spiritual journey and you're really just like reflecting on things that have happened, you're identifying patterns, you're looking at your birth chart being like, okay, like I have this Chiron and Leo in my 3rd house of communication. So this is literally showing me like why I have a blocked throat chakra and why I have trouble like speaking up, and like why I'm swallowing my words, and why I was bullied as a kid for my voice, and et cetera, et cetera. Like, that's me, right? Like, I'm identifying all of these things on my own. I'm able to process it and do research and like, you know, heal from it, because I understand what was going on. I've never experienced any type of like real physical trauma, you know, in my life. So when I signed up for therapy, I was really just kind of signing up like just to sign up. And after the 6-month mark, I was just kind of to the point where I was like, this lady really can't, she really can't do nothing for me. Really can't do it. It's not through her, I was about to say, it's not through her own fault or anything. It's just like, this is a 3D world, and these people are, it's just like if you were going to the doctor. Like, the only thing, when you go to the doctor, the only thing the doctor is going to do is prescribe you some medicine, bruh. They're going to prescribe you some medicine. Like, that's what they're going to do. They're not going to tell you how to heal from the inside out, how your mental health is the most important thing overall. And if your mental health is effed up, then so is everything else. They're not going to tell you that. They're going to write you a prescription. You know, like, so when you go to a therapist, all they're going to do is try to diagnose you with a bunch of different disorders. Or they're going to tell you that, now I'm not saying that they can't provide you with like coping mechanisms, right? Like if you're experiencing, let's say like you have really intense anxiety, right? They might be able to provide you with some coping mechanisms to help you, right? But at the end of the day, your anxiety is coming from your root chakra, and they don't know nothing about that. They don't know anything about that. They don't understand that all the things that you are experiencing physically is because of an off balance chakra in your body. That's your energy is literally off balance and it needs to be healed. They can't do that for you. So this video is not to say don't do therapy. Everybody should sign up for therapy, have the experience, and if you decide after, I would say give it a minimum of 3 months. If you're gonna sign up, at least give it a minimum of 3 months, because in 3 months you'll have had almost 12 sessions, depending on, like the months or whatever. But you'll have roughly have anywhere between 10 and 12 sessions if you give it 3 months. And to me, in that amount of time, you'll be able to decide, okay, like this is really helping me out. Like I definitely need to continue it, because there are some people who really need that and who really benefit from it. And there are other people who is just kind of like, I should probably be the therapist. I could be on the other side, Like I'm not saying that I'm healed and that I don't need any help in that area, but I just feel like for me and from my own personal healing, that the therapist can't do too much for me, right? Like it's just stuff that I just need to process on my own, things I need to journal about, things I need to meditate on, journal prompts I need to answer, chakra healing that I need to do, right? So yeah, I really just wanted to make this video just to share my experience. I recommend BetterHelp if you do. I love that I can do it from my home. Like I would never want to have to leave my house to go to a therapy session. Like it's just not in me. I'm such a homebody. So I love the fact that I can do, and I say from home, but you can do it anywhere. If you're traveling and you're out of state, you can still have your session, online. Like, so I just feel like that's really the best thing about it, is that it is virtual and that you can do it anywhere. So I do recommend it. The therapist that I had, she was cool. But like I said, I did want the sessions to be a little bit more structured. I did want her to lead the session a bit more, and every therapist has their own style. So you may go to a therapist and they may be like, okay, we're gonna start here and we're gonna do X, Y, and Z, and this is how it's gonna move. Her style is more so letting me lead, letting me talk about what I want to talk about, and like going from there. And sometimes I almost felt like she wasn't even offering any advice. Like she's just listening to me talk. And sometimes when she did say stuff, I would literally be like, what are you talking about? Or like she would ask like these questions and I would be like, I don't understand the question. Like, what are you asking? So that is just my personal experience with therapy. So, choose to do it or choose not to do it. But at the end of the day, even if you do sign up for therapy, know that these energy centers, these chakras, these chakras in your body, that's the real healing, right? That's the real healing. It can be very therapeutic for somebody to, for you, not for somebody to listen, but for you to be able to share your story. If it's something that you need to get out, like this secret or this just like heaviness that you've been holding on to for years or like your whole life or whatever, it can be very therapeutic to get all that out, to just say all the things that you always wished you could say, but maybe you didn't have anybody to say it to, or there was nobody to understand or whatever. Like it can be therapeutic to get all of that out. But at the same time, also remember that it doesn't end there, that just going to therapy is not enough, that the real healing is your energy centers. Okay. And I know I'm posting this video after I posted my video about, I think the thumbnail says how to heal yourself without medication, and the title is like unbalanced chakras cause physical disease. I will either link it in the cards or put it link it in the description box down below, or maybe link it in the comments. Whatever y'all will see is going to be linked. Okay, go check out that video so you guys can understand exactly what I'm talking about, with the off balance energy centers and how they really manifest as physical disease, and how that's the ultimate healing, is healing that, because when you start to heal from the outside, your outer world has no choice but to match. So that is going to be it for today's video. Hopefully, these are really just my thoughts. I was about to say, hopefully it helped you guys, but maybe it did. Maybe you did take something from it and it did help you in some way, but I would say Overall, I do recommend therapy. I do think it's a good idea for everyone to do it for at least 3 months. And if you get to that 3-month point, that 6-month point, and you kind of feel like, this isn't really too beneficial for me, either try switching therapists or just end it, you know? Like I did 6 months and I have no plans to go back because I just didn't feel like I was really getting enough out of it, right? It is affordable, I would say. I forgot exactly how much I was paying, but it's definitely affordable for sure. So yeah, these are just my thoughts on therapy, my own personal experience. If you've ever done BetterHelp, let me know about your experience in the comment section down below, because I have heard some horror stories, okay? Not horror stories, but I've definitely heard people say that like it wasn't a good experience for them, like, and they don't recommend it, they wouldn't go back, you know. But I feel like that ultimately depends on, you know, the therapist that you match with and like, you know, how it goes. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, girl, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.